Anybody else use that? You guys use it?
Yeah.
Nelson uses it now for, he puts in like 4 different MLS numbers, what's the value of this property, and I think spits it out for. Does it?
Genesis, use Genesis.
Gemini?
Gemini.
Gemini.
We're already online, ready to go.
Is that what he said? He said he inputted a bunch of data and asked for comparable or something there. I can't see the computer doing that.
I can.
I can too. One day.
Really?
So Katelyn was already online. Hello, everybody online.
Sorry.
That was a quick transition now to in person from Chris Leader to now. Do you need to settle in? You guys are okay? We'll just go right into it. It's kind of a summary of Chris Leader already.
No,
You can do
got
some-
more.
Yeah, Katelyn told you something.
You want me to just jump right into it?
Already
Would you like
talking
to
about it.
introduce?
Welcome to
everybody, welcome.
Monday, June 3rd meeting. We've got 23 people online, about another 25 here in person. So welcome. I'll throw this on when you actually share stuff. Otherwise, it's just double of us.
Am I going?
Yeah, well, just to summarize, we had a Chris Leader session today with Ron O'Neill on AI. He's really passionate about AI. So most of his talks are about AI now, I think. He's a previous trainer.
Mm-hmm. Are any of you guys, sorry, did you guys already talk about that? Is anyone using ChatGPT and all that good stuff?
Yeah. What about people online? People online are quiet right now. You guys can pipe up. I don't know what you're up to.
Yeah, so I know we've got a bunch of people. We just did AI with Ron O'Neill. So he was just talking about just the different ways that agents are using AI in their business. And those of you that don't come to the coaching, just want you to know, like they throw it into 4 different categories. Either they talk about lead gen every week, sales skills, inspiration, or structure, and like making your business more efficient. And today was about efficiency. So they talked all about how to make your business more efficient using AI. They even got to the point where they were saying if you were at a point to hire an assistant, you may not even need to go that route anymore because of how well technology is doing for us. So we mentioned different things like using ChatGPT 4.0. I think you signed up for 4.0, right?
Yeah, I only did for a month, to be honest.
Oh, you canceled it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can sign up for 4.0. It's a paid one. I think it's $20 a month. I still use the free one. They said the 4.0 has a way better IQ than the other one, but I don't even think my IQ needs that that level right now. So maybe in a different industry, but ours is pretty basic. But he was talking about how you can use it for like creating your newsletters. So like create me a monthly newsletter and telling it what topic you want it to be on. 1-page sales reports you can use it for. So I was just playing around on my phone and I wrote, create me a 1-page sales report on sales in Scarborough real estate last month. And it whipped me up this whole report. I wonder if I can like log into it. Let me just see. So I know I use it every day. I mostly use it for content for social media. If I can see. I feel like it's good to see what it looks like. Okay, so this is ChatGPT. So I wrote, create a 1-page real estate market report for Scarborough, Ontario from April 2024. So let's just say I wanted to write like a newsletter, send it out to my database on email, just letting them know what's going on in the real estate market. And it just kind of whipped up this. So it gave like market highlights, said what the average home price was, property types. Just a few months ago, it wouldn't even go and look up stats from, I think like 2021, but I guess now it's caught up. So it is starting to write out stuff. I'd have to double check those numbers to make sure they're correct, but I mean.
Another option is Bing. Bing uses the internet, so
Mhm.
the data is more accurate.
For chat, like versus ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there's many out there, right?
Yeah.
So Bing, I guess, is another one. Yeah, I've only used ChatGPT really. You can see I use it on the side here. You can see I've used it for captions. I'll use it in presentation. I looked up how to make GIFs for Instagram. There's so many different things. So like I'll use it for presentations and stuff like that when we do stuff for you guys. So if you haven't dove into ChatGPT, I would. What other stuff, Claire? I know you learned a few things today.
So with ChatGPT, I like the idea that you can actually copy and paste. So let's say you read an article from the Market Watch, summary of the news release.
Yeah.
You copy that news release, you stick it in ChatGPT and you tell it, can you read this over and give me,
Cole's notes.
give me Cole's notes, or give me a 30-word summary of what this all stuff says.
So you can do that for your Monday meetings.
And then you just take the number, then you go to your social media, you report on what's going on in the marketplace, you do it in 30 words or less.
Yeah. They were also talking about different videos and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if any of you guys caught that last bit, but there's a app where you can put your face in it, and it started talking in like Italian, was it Hindu? There's like a bunch of different languages that he was playing with. But that was kind of cool. The other stuff, he was talking about another app that does like videos and stuff like that. Are any of you guys using Canva though? So like if you guys aren't that advanced, there's so many different videos. I'm just whipped up Canva right now on I think they're Reels. If you guys have like the advanced version, like he was talking about faceless videos, and I know like probably Claire is probably like, what the heck is that? But they're literally videos that have like hands in them that are doing different things, but like you can create really cool content on them. Like you can change the captions of these.
Sorry, people here can't see.
Oh, sorry.
And,
Sorry, you
and,
guys are
and some
probably
people are having trouble getting it
following
online,
that.
so I'm tech multitasking right now.
Great. You guys are so polite. No one even called me out. Just letting me go with it. But what I'm showing you guys, like if you guys are getting into content as well, you guys can do stuff like Canva and whatnot, and it's got different videos and stuff like that. It is a free platform. I pay for the pro version so it can create different videos and stuff like that. I was just showing Claire how we made an AI photo, and all the fingers are like knobbed off, and like the leg, like we posted some on the Fulton sisters. No one called us out on it, but I put like create a photo. Wonder if I can do it on here. Probably not. And this, I would probably have to do a whole session for you guys if I were to teach you guys all this stuff too. But there's something on here. There's so many AI tools and whatnot that you can get on Canva that are different AI tools. One of them I used to create like a photo that I wanted. I wonder if it's got it. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this, so I'd have to go through this. May have to do a full session on how to create content using AI, but I put like create girl wearing lime green business suit, blazer, and then sorry, what was that?
I was just trying to see if people are getting it okay.
Me. I was still playing on Canva, and you just took me off my screen. Am I on shared screen yet? Okay. So yeah, I would have to go like actually prepare a presentation for you guys, but if you guys are going to create content, you can actually create videos and stuff on Canva, and then you can use something like ChatGPT to create your caption or create what you want in the videos and stuff like that. This may sound completely foreign to you guys if none of you are using social media and all that, but that was a good session if you guys are thinking about getting into that world. And he even goes as far as talking about like, okay, my target audience is first-time home buyers. Create me a month's worth of content towards first-time home buyers. And then you would go onto a platform to create photos and stuff like that, and then come up with your captions. So that might be a whole other training session that we do with you guys. But if you guys ever had the chance to listen to Ron O'Neill, he does a lot on AI stuff. Have any of you guys heard him ever? No? Okay. Conferences. Yeah. So he comes to Century 21 conference. He actually used to work with Century 21 BJ Roth. So he's a fellow C2-1er. You saw him talking about Millennium and stuff like that today as well. So lots of AI stuff. Maybe today in an email, I'll send you guys some links to different AI tools that you guys can use as well. So at least it sounds a little bit more cool. All I'm going to talk about today, we have a few sessions happening last week. Did any of you guys tune into the open house session last week? Some of you guys. So I talked all about how to create an actual open house strategy for your business and how to do it properly, and how you can make about 200 and 500,000 a year if you guys have a proper open house system and strategy. So if you haven't, I would go onto our YouTube channel to rewatch that session. I thought it was pretty valuable. Some agents reached out afterwards and already started implementing some stuff. So if you haven't watched it, I would. And then this week, we're taking it a bit further. I'm bringing in these guys. Is anyone doing Canada Post direct mail? Everybody? Some people? Has anyone thought about doing direct mail? Okay. I'm going to encourage you guys. So we've got, Claire talks about these guys all the time. We talk about farming and having a farm. So if we're not online marketing, we should probably be offline marketing. And I was reading stats, something about like 88% of people open direct mail versus an email, for example, which is probably 10%. So we got these guys coming in on Wednesday from Post Now. They work with Canada Post, but what they'll do is they will actually create your direct mail postcards or whatever type of stuff you're looking for. So if you're not technology driven or you don't know how to create your own content, they have they work with C21 brands specifically too. So they already have our colors. They do stuff like free home analysis. They do probably just sold postcards. They do a whole bunch of stuff. But what they'll do is they'll design it and they'll actually pick out the postal code and they will mail it out for you doing like through Canada Post. So I was going to encourage everyone to whip out like $200 this week or $100 when these guys come and just try it. I think it's time. We've been talking about direct mail for so long. Claire brings up an ad every single week, and the reason why we're doing it is because we want you guys to be sending out flyers, sending out mail, sending out stuff to your neighborhoods. So if it's something that you want to do, but you don't know how to do, I would come to this session on Wednesday. It's online. It's just a webinar. These guys are going to talk about their services. I would encourage, if you guys have been thinking about it, to pay them.
Spotlight does that too. They offer that.
Yep.
It's great.
Spotlight will do anything. If you're doing something, Spotlight, yeah, after your house is
Create
sold,
it, But
they'll create it for
it's
you
My favorite tool. Well, I do my own. I guess.
Yes.
Fine.
because you're crazy, like me.
Even
So-
still, it's awful.
Exactly. We just did our first one too. And if you are creatively directed, you can create your own content. We did one, what is it called? Snap ad. I don't know what the difference is. I know Ginny does Canada Postal Walks, where if you guys want to send out flyers to a neighborhood, you just pick the postal code. You might have to bring the flyers to Canada Post and they'll do it. I found one online by accident called Snap Ad through Canada Post, where I created my own postcard. I uploaded it. I picked, I think it was 1,700 homes. It was $1 a postcard. They upload it, they print it, and they mail it out for you. So it can be expensive. So we are trying that out this week. These guys will design and send it for you. So if you're not digitally good at designing stuff, I would hire these guys. But I want to start to encourage people to start to look into doing these things. More open houses, more direct mail, more traditional ways of doing real estate. I know Claire had a few of those things as well, but that's Wednesday at 11:30. Online, I'll send a link out for that as well. Any questions on that stuff? I'm not sure, to be honest. They'll probably do a sales pitch. They will do a sales pitch for sure. Like they're coming in, they're going to be talking about it. But that's why usually I don't say like, let's fork out a couple $100. But if you guys have a couple $100 like lying around and you don't know what to do with it, I would put it into some marketing and see if you guys can stir up some stuff, whether you just had a listing that sold, you want to advertise, maybe it's free home evaluations, whatever it is, we should start to get out there and start farming some areas. Can we go into Rome?
No, let's see.
Save Rome. Okay. That's all I got for training. And then we'll come back.
Cool. You want to talk about the market then? And then we'll do realm sort of at the end.
Yeah, okay, so, marketplace, who did open houses again? Sorry, anybody in the open house on the weekend? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good action, bad action, what was it? Saturday was a nice day, Sunday was so-so? And how was the open houses?
Saturday, 8 people came in, Sunday 3.
So 8 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday, okay, did you pick up any particular potential clients or?
No.
Okay, yeah. Who else?
Because they're working with agents or
No, it's just, they didn't wanna do anything.
they're just looking, but they're real lookers, I bet.
Some of them, yes.
Yeah, that's what we talked about a little bit at our open house session, how everyone's just gonna lie about just looking, but no one's just going to a house on a Saturday for fun unless they're buying a house. So it's like going to the shoe store where they're like, would you like some help? And you're like, no, I'm just looking, but I really do want a pair of red pumps. Like, so they are looking. So I would still encourage you to follow up with them.
Wrong telephone number, wrong email.
Oh, great. Perfect. Then all of them,
All of them,
every single one.
every single one.
Okay.
People are
Can't help
scared.
that one.
So how can you overcome that in the future? Maybe give a giveaway, so give giveaway at the end of the day.
I tried one,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
standing there, I said, let me text you.
They're like, no, thank you. That's funny. People are funny.
Loretta had one that she said it was busier Saturday, 20 Saturday, 14 Sunday.
Wow.
We had someone tell us that Saturdays were the worst days for open houses. I don't believe that. I don't think that's scientifically proven, because we just proved two right now that we're better on Saturdays.
Yeah, I don't think it depends on the
I think The
weather.
weather has a lot to do. with
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
So did you pick up potential clients?
Also, it was maybe, you know.
I'm still working through them.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
there was quite a few people who didn't have agents.
Yeah,
So I've already sent text messages and videos, so
Perfect.
they're gonna do emails
good.
and kind of see.
Put them on your database and follow up.
Good. So like Michael had one for you a Saturday, 4 people. It wasn't a brand new listing that we did.
That's pretty good though for.
How's the feel for the market in total? Like, how do you guys think about the main market? Grant's here too, he has some input as well, but do you find the market peaked or peaking or will peak or
Looks like no one has any urgency.
Mhm.
no,
You think
no,
people are waiting for Wednesday?
no urgency?
I don't think
Yeah?
anyone cares about Wednesday. I don't even think anyone cares. I don't think it's gonna impact anyone.
I agree. There's
What if
no
the rate goes
urgency.
down? Do you think it'll impact them then?
No, I think people are still at high levels of debt. I think they're
Yeah.
screwed.
Fair.
I've had a few people say they're waiting for the rates to go.
Yeah, okay.
So if they go down Wednesday, are our phone's gonna blow up? I don't know,
No, don't,
right?
what do you think, Brian?
I think that'll be a 25.
Yeah, so if there's giving 25-point drop, right? But what about the market itself? Do you find that people are asking for pre-approvals at all?
Like one of my agent went for all, for a week. 45 people went for all.
Wow.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So,
But no one's doing anything. We're not seeing offers.
So it's 45 showings and what showings, but nobody's doing anything. So people are just looking around, looking around, looking
That's what
around.
we're seeing.
waiting.
I feel like if the perfect opportunity comes, someone would
A
jump.
week and a half.
Wow.
And one off.
And they have options now, right? We hit over 21,000.
No, at market.
You had 50 showings and one offer.
So you can't-
Interesting, because the ratio we used to say was 1 in 10 showings was an offer, so it might be up now.
And last week we were talking about not holding offers and asking for what you want, but that's not working either. There's no FOMO effect there. So,
And when we got the offer, I registered it.
Mhm.
It's a 40 something.
okay.
And was yours a freehold?
Yeah.
Was it a semi?
But did you get over 200 or was it only 100?
Wow.
Okay. Under $1 million still it ended up, or, okay.
Okay, so, sorry, so
On
what's
a
the list
spending?
there, Aaron? Sorry.
It's at 799.
799. What was your target at that time? What did you think it was worth? 950, and you got how much?
Wow.
925. Okay, and
What was so
that
special?
must have been a move-in nice property.
Yeah, was it renovated? Wow.
Needed work to do.
Interesting.
Okay.
Had no appliances in the basement.
But to have basement of, yeah.
Potential for income.
I find the income producing properties are doing okay right
You
now.
have no appliances, you're gonna spend 10 grand in just appliances.
Yeah,
What about that
fair.
appraisal on it? Did they do an appraisal?
We'll find out. Not my problem.
$50,000 deposit, don't care.
Yeah.
Wow.
$100,000 deposit.
Was it an investor or an end user?
No, it was a family.
But they have their dual income now in
Yeah,
the
I
bottom.
guess so.
Mhm.
So that helps. A bit of a buffer.
It depends on area, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And then like you'll have that in Scarborough and you'll wait and see, maybe you're gonna get offers, maybe not.
Yeah.
You want to pull back, I
Mhm.
think.
The property is figuring fighting for $10,000 on the appraisal. That's really good.
10,000.
Mhm.
Property sitting there for 81 days, one bedroom, one washroom. And the seller is not dropping it, and the client came in between, okay, I'll take 5.
Mhm. So appraisal came in 10K lower and the seller won't budge.
That's really the literally cousin, so he's not making any money, he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
All right, so sales themselves, I mean, I've asked the question to get a feel for what's going on, but sales themselves are actually down quite a bit for May, and why would that be? Might be the confidence what we're talking about here, I don't know. No urgency, confidence, there's confidence in the market, confidence in jobs, confidence in the confidence in the real estate, I don't know. Sales themselves, unfortunately, we're down 23%, and we'll see what how the Trev's gonna report that.
Yeah, get that in a couple days.
I'm telling you it's minus 23%. Knowing Trev, they'll probably come in and say it's minus 19 or no, minus 15 or something. There's 21,800 listings on Friday. There's 22,050 or so. So it's actually dropped a little bit. There dropped like 160 or so over the weekend. So that was strong. 21,844 active listings. There's 11,800 are freehold, 10,000 are condos. Sales for the month of May, again, 6,900 versus 9,000 last year, so it's minus 23. Freeholds are minus 21, condos minus 26. So condominiums are taking a bigger hit than the freeholds. Anybody else agree with that?
Yeah.
Condo townhomes too.
Anybody, condominiums are not moving as well as they hoped they would?
Mm-mm.
Anybody else is seeing that? Properties that sold for over 101%. So of the 60 of the 7,000 that sold, there's 2,500 that went over 101%. That represents 37% of the sales went for over asking. On the freehold side, it was 44% went over asking. On the condo side, it was 24% that went over asking.
Still kind of working.
So the condominium market's still there. The freehold size, it's 44%. Yeah, it's 50-50, right? I don't know, we still have sort of a rule of thumb, if it's less than $1 million, then go for the multiple offers. If it's between $1 million and $1,050,000, flip a coin. If it's over 1.5, then stick to the nearer to the price. That's sort of the formula that we have. We still have the 21-day rule. The 21-day rule being if a property hasn't sold in 21 days, or you've had 21 showings and there's no offers, then it's time for a price adjustment. Take emotion out of it. Doesn't really matter whether it's got 12-inch nails versus 6-inch nails. Doesn't matter whether it's a new roof, old roof. It's been on the market for 21 days or 21 showings, not sold. It's overpriced. To try to keep emotions out of it, it's very mechanical, right? Compared to April sales down about 1%, about -4 for condos, +4 for freehold. So pretty much the same sales we had this month versus last month. And that's the direction we're going. Leases themselves are actually 12,000. Active leases out there, there's 7,800 are freehold, 4,200 freehold, 7,800 are condo. Lease sales themselves are actually 19. They're up 19% for condos, or up 12% for everything, and the freehold's about even. So again, it's where's everybody going? Looks like if sales are down 23% and leases are up 12%, that means that people can't afford to buy. That's why they're leasing.
Yeah.
Right. That's sort of the direction that we're seeing now. Last month the CPI did come in at 2.7%, and it dropped went up then from 2. I printed it. So yeah, okay. So January was 2.9, February is 2.8, March was 2.9, April 2.7. So actually, yeah, March went from 2.9 from 2.8 previous month, and then April was 2.7. The next announcement is June 25th, and we'll see what happens there. But the big announcement we're looking for is June 25th for the interest rates. Brandon and I are I think we're 70-30 now, so we're saying that the interest rates are going to go up a quarter point, but I'm also reading, sorry,
Go
down a quarter point, but I'm also reading that they might wait till July.
Yeah.
So I would not, I'm pretty confident they're going to mount a quarter point, but if they waited till July, I would not be surprised. But I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be.
Talking about the recession in the US. Yeah, that's the problem. They talk about a recession in the US. And if it's American, they are gonna have a recession, we're gonna have a multiple recession.
Yeah, so I think recession's good.
More affordable homes.
We need prices to come down, like it needs to happen.
That's what they're predicting.
So what do you tell your buyers then?
That's a great time for them to buy.
I would be budget for 4.5% on your interest rate, buy low. get in the
I just
market.
read that you guys, a lot of worldly people here. How many people are familiar with the New York real estate world, or the London real estate world? People are familiar with those markets. The article here I'm reading here saying that the renters in Toronto since 2021, the renter households have grown by 26%. In other words, the number of households that are renters versus owners, and it's starting to creep up, and they're saying it's probably going to get nearer to New York or London. In New York City, 2/3 of the properties are rentals. Sorry, 2/3 of the households are renters. So we may be going that direction too, where you just can't afford to buy. The price is too high, and now we're turning to renters. So that's maybe a reality. Maybe we're thinking the price should drop because people have to buy, but maybe we're just thinking that we're like the rest of the world. You have to rent. You're not going to be able to afford to buy. Is London not the same? I told London's the same idea. You can't buy in London. You have to rent.
Same thing, Japan, Hong Kong.
Japan, same thing. Is Japan the same thing? Mostly renters there. I'm looking at Julian here. Mostly renters or a lot of renters, yeah, so maybe that's just the way.
I think it was a Canadian thing that people like to own their property. It's more Canadian than anything else. We just love to own our real estate. We live in it, own it, we just love it. It doesn't need to be like that necessarily.
I wanna do it realm at the end, do you wanna go through?
Yeah, let's just
stuff
do
first,
some,
or-
let's do quick fire, some articles and then do relevant at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna read, this is from Urban 411. I like them because it's just all bullet points. I'm gonna read it really fast, but it's just like a quick sort of economy market update. They talk about the most affordable cities in Canada. So Thunder Bay, St. John, New Brunswick, Red Deer, Trois-Rivières, Quebec, and Edmonton, Alberta. I don't know if those are highly desirable places to live. I think Edmonton out of that list and maybe Quebec City are desirable. But Edmonton is the top choice for relocation right now among residents in the Greater Toronto and Vancouver area. So a lot of people are going to Edmonton. If you want to do some pre-con there, let me know. There are projects happening there. If you're looking for people that are looking for cheaper real estate, we can help you. And then Quebec City is among the most popular destination among those living in Greater Montreal. People that live in Montreal already are moving to Quebec City. In terms of housing affordability trends, housing affordability has led to many families fleeing Canada's largest cities, like we just said. Stats Canada showed a net intra-provincial migration of over 132,000 people between 2022 and 2023, which is actually down from 148,000, but higher than compared to pre-pandemic trends. So since COVID, people have been migrating interprovincial a lot. So it's quite common in the US for people to do that state to state. It's not as common for us in Canada to go, but people are doing it more now. So most people are predicting a rate cut in July, more likely than June. So that's what people are now. It's trying to change the story in the past week. I think our energy has changed just past week, but inflation is at 2.7, did come down from 2.9, and there's growing confidence that inflation is under control. Variable rate mortgages would see moderate savings, 25 base point cut could save about $100 a month. So a whole 25 points is about $100 a month. I don't know if that's going to be enough or not, but it definitely will help a little bit. GTA housing sales were down 5% year over year compared to April, but new listings, like we said, increased over 47%. So that's where we hit almost 22,000. It's quite a big increase in new listings. Millennials and Gen Z are broke. The number of Canadians making only the minimum payment on credit cards has increased by 8 basis points to 1.3% for the first quarter in 2024 compared to the previous year. So that's pretty scary. People are only making their minimum payments, meaning the interest is just piling up and up. Total consumer debt reached 2.38 trillion in the first quarter. It's a 60 billion yearly increase and a near record high of 2.4 trillion in quarter 4 of last year. 31.8 million Canadians had one or more credit products in quarter 1, which is an increase of almost 4% from the previous year, meaning more people are taking out credit cards to pay for daily life. Outstanding credit card balances for Gen Z increased by 30% compared to the first quarter of last year, 2023. And millennials hold the largest share of consumer debt, accounting for 38%. Young people are struggling. So help us, baby boomers. Help us. Share the wealth. We talked about all the wealth transferring this year, right? And we need it. Canadian mortgage market debt is up 7.4%. So the residential mortgage debt in Canada has reached 2.16 trillion, according to CMHC. This represents a 7.4% increase from the previous year, but the slowest growth rate in 23 years. The slowdown is attributed to rising interest rates and stricter mortgage rules. The average mortgage debt borrower is 143,000. This is a WTF of the week. The real estate world can be a wild place. That's why we created WTF of the week, a weekly dose of the most unbelievable, outrageous, and downright funny stories. So here's a question somebody asked online. Hi, landlords, I have a question. I bought pre-construction house 2 years ago, which is closing next month. Down payment was 100 grand. Mortgage monthly would be $8,200, and I can only rent the property out for a maximum of $3,500. Selling on assignment is almost impossible, as almost nothing is selling at this point. Question, what would you do in this situation?
It's a great question.
What do you do?
Negative cash.
So do you close the property, hope for the best? I can pay the mortgage for a few months and then I don't know what would happen. Or do you cut your losses, walk away from the 100K and fight it out with the builder in court if they choose to sue? Those are pretty bad options.
Those
both
are
of them,
terrible
right?
options.
And this is what the reality of what people are dealing with right now, honestly.
Just jump? Oh, okay. No parachute, okay.
So everyone remember the one that went under receivership, the one at Young and Bloor? So they are now trying to sell for $1.2 billion. So apparently they built up to the 61st floor. They got a little bit and now they're trying to sell the whole thing and keep building. So they're trying to position to add more floors and change the layouts of the 61 and above floor. So before there's only going to be like, I think 60 units or so left to go. Now they're trying to create another like, I think it was like 100 or something to try to get more people to buy. But it's for sale right now, $1.2 billion. If you guys all want to pull together and try to buy a project downtown that's doing really well. It's kind of sad, but you know, they probably will sell. Somebody will probably snoop in. There's going to be a whole bunch of people that will come together to try to make that happen. Senex sent this to me. I don't have a good picture of it, but if we are really struggling, we can follow what China is doing. They've built a apartment building that has 20,000 people living in it in one apartment. Really terrible.
Barely see.
You can see how like tiny they're all like little like tic tac. I don't have it on there either. Here, 20,000 people. It's only 36 to 39 floors. Has a swimming pool, nail salon, supermarket, and internet cafes. Can you imagine how? I don't know
That's
how.
a lot of weight to hold.
I
in
don't
a
know what the
building,
square feet.
too.
They're probably like 300 square feet each thing.
For sure.
20,000 people in this one thing, and we're trying to build a $1.2 billion tower with 500 units in it.
20,000.
So 20,000 people. It's literally a living city in an apartment building.
Those elevators better be good.
So Leon's is stepping in. Leon's a furniture place. They're stepping in to try to build some affordable housing. They have a 40-acre parcel of land between the 400 and 401. I think you can see it when you're driving by. So they're going to try to introduce 4,000 housing units to the Toronto market. Good for them. Maybe less people are buying
We have a
furniture.
big one in Durham.
They've got
too.
the space. Why not get into the market and try to help people out? So they're doing a combination of, I read, like townhomes, condos, retail, office, and community spaces. So it's a good use. If they're not using it for warehousing, building furniture, they might as well use it for housing.
Or they're going out of business too.
They're calling it affordable. I mean, anything. They need we need housing overall. Like, do we just need it?
Maybe
right?
Leon's isn't doing so well.
They're
so
probably
they're
not. I
stopping.
haven't shopped at. Have you shopped at Leon's? Has anybody
anyone
shopped
shopped
at
at
Leon's?
Leon's?
They're now the biggest
Yeah.
retailer now.
So
Now
they-
now the
yeah.
Bad Boys is gone.
Yeah.
So they're bigger. So I
But
mean,
people are buying furniture online these
but
days.
might as well pivot and do something. We have a need. They have the space. They've got the manpower to do it. So it makes sense. Soaring interest rates, a ticking time bomb, this article says. So they're saying most of whom have fixed expenses baked into their budgets are going to be left scrambling to pay high interest rates to hold on to their home. So these are people that bought in 2022, 2020 during COVID times when they come for renewal, which is literally going to be like next year or the year after. These are the people that are going to be struggling. 76% of mortgages are coming up for renewals this year. Is that true, Varen? 76% of renewals are coming up
Why?
this year.
Why?
These are people that bought in pre-COVID just before. When the
So
crazy
they are
market-
gonna have increased rates.
As in Canada, we only have 5-year terms. It's not like the US. 76% of mortgage are coming up for renewals. So the good thing for you guys is there's going to be more listings coming to the market and more opportunities for people to buy. But
I was
these
gonna say
people
it's
are
a great opportunity to reach out to all your 2017, 2018 clients.
yeah, they're coming up for
I
renewal.
read that people are expecting a 30% increase.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
A lot of people are going back to the 30 amortization.
Yeah. And the people that are really hurting are the ones that got into good fixed rates then. Their interest rate are probably less than 2% at that time. And now they're, like you said, coming up 30% more. It's going to be a huge shock to those people. So most likely they're going to have to rent, downsize into something smaller or budget for these higher interests. Yeah, they're not even going to be able to afford the cost.
Or they've had enough time to save.
Yeah. They're blaming the government a little bit. They're blaming Trudeau on the fact that he went too far handing out COVID sort of help when people were, I think they was giving out checks for anything to help you during that time. And he let it go too long. They're also blaming NDP from $10 daycare to free dental care, free school lunches, all the stuff they were doing is now hurting everybody, right? So all the stuff they did for free during COVID is not helping. So it's about to blow up in the faces of young Canadians, like we just said, especially the millennials who are really hurting.
I don't think people are getting the money back.
I think they're doing that now. They've done it. Right? They're trying to get it back now,
Yeah.
but it's spent. Like it's not coming back. You know.
Just staying on Trudeau here, not to get political, but Trudeau was interviewed and he said, made the comment saying that real estate needs to be more affordable.
Yes,
But,
agreed.
but lowering home prices would put retirement plans at risk. So he's saying that people have so much equity, usually their house is their number one investment, and if the prices drop, that would hurt people who are ready to retire.
AKA baby boomers again.
This is Trudeau saying that, yeah, so I guess he's not gonna do anything, I don't know.
No, he's gotta protect his own real estate assets. He's got his own real estate, lots of investments. I don't mind this one. This is back to pre-construction a little bit. Ontario is thinking about following BC for a 10-day cooling off period for freehold homes. So in Ontario, we only do 10-day cooling off for condos. It's mandatory. It's a legal rule. It's not mandatory for freehold. Some builders still will allow conditions, but they're thinking about following suit of BC and making a mandatory 10-day cooling off period for freehold. And I agree with that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's quite scary to buy something freehold or condo right away and it be firm. I think it's a good thing for your clients. The hard part is you've got to keep them going for that 10 days and hope that they firm up, because now they've got 10 days to think and go to lawyers and get second opinions. So oftentimes it does mean that they could back out, but I think it's good for the consumer. No, yeah, they're still talking
So
about it.
actually, no, they're gonna,
I think
move,
it
They're
was
gonna
gonna
do
go
it?
through. Aria was
Good.
talking.
yeah, they're gonna move forward.
Good. Well, as they should. I think it's a good thing.
The other thing they're gonna do there is that they're gonna stop these, what do they call it? Notice of financial interest or something? Anyway, so
Yeah.
people knock on people's door, vulnerable people, and they sell, HVAC systems, or they sell alarm systems, or soft water, machines, and then they put these, they put liens against the title. So if you buy a new furnace from Reliance or one of these characters here, they sell them a they sell them a $5,000 furnace for $20,000.
Yeah, the bio.
And they put a $20,000 lien against the property, so when they go to sell the property, they have to get rid of the lien before they can sell it. The government's gonna stop that.
So that
And
they're
what
gonna get rid of the
and
lien?
what they're saying, like any other business, if some business is gonna rent you a car or give you a car or lease you a car, they don't put your title of the car on your mortgage to make sure you get paid, and they go through the normal course like anybody else. So that's what they're saying. If somebody reneges, you can go to court like everybody else. So that's gonna be
So
long.
what are they
enough,
gonna
too.
do then? If a seller rents it?
Then they still have to pay it. They still have to sign a agreement, but if there's a conflict, they gotta go to court to get it instead of just putting it against the title of the property. So that's a good move.
What about the existing?
I think they're gonna cancel everybody. I think they're just gonna just cancel everybody. I don't know if it's retroactive. It's a good question. I tried to find that too, but
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be retroactive.
It should be other.
Or a buyer's gonna have to assume them. That'll be interesting.
Okay, a couple Tressa things, and then we'll end with our favorite topic about Realm. Just a reminder, if you're doing business in Port Hope, they had radon there a long time ago. This particular letter is from 2014, but it still holds true. So if you've got a seller that did a soil report, they can get a compliance letter and they can keep it on file. So this letter was done in 2014, but they sold the house this year. This letter goes along with the listing to say that it's already been reported. There's nothing wrong with the soil analysis, and it serves to replace that actual radiological status letter. You don't need to get a new one.
And I'm pretty sure the city will clean it for free.
Well, they
if
would have done
do
it
find
already.
Something.
Yeah, they would have done that already a long time ago, but make sure your sellers keep files of this stuff. And if you're a buyer, make sure to ask for the proper certifications.
And that's all of Port Hope.
All for hope.
Everybody follows what we're saying here. The city of Port Hope used to have a nuclear laboratory there, I think it was.
So radon.
And then they got radar, so they had to go in there and finish all the soil, replace the soil, and give these certificates to all the people in Port Hope. So if you're selling properties in Port Hope, you got to remember that, right? This is why I get a little scared. I get a little scared when people go to Windsor or go to Tecumseh or they go to Timbuktu to buy properties and sell properties. Do you know about the local things like this? That always concerns me. Anyways.
Yep, sure. Tressa stuff, just to let you know, I mean, if you're using the girls' forums, you would have not known already, but the CCR form did change again, and it kind of slipped through my cracks. I didn't even notice it. It changed in March. I didn't receive anything, but the only thing that changed was that they added some lines at the bottom. So it's not a big change. We had a brokerage giving our agent a hard time because they didn't have the right form and it wasn't the updated form. And like, we complied and gave them the updated form, but just so you know, the form not having lines on it doesn't mean that it's not compliant. As long as everybody's agreed to what's happening on the CCR and you know who's paying who, the form is still okay. So I'm sorry that people are, it doesn't even matter, lease or sale. you know, the form is the form, it's all written correctly, but I will keep an eye out for updated forms because it seems like they're changing them through the month and I'm not even getting notified of it anymore. We still don't have MLS data forms that represent all of the new fields that we're doing. So all the girls will have the most recent forms, but if you hear of anything, let me know. I'm trying my best to,
And this is good for
Keep
people
up
that
to
write
date.
their own offers. If you are, there's another form.
yeah, make sure you're using the right forms,
Haven't
right?
seen any notice from
I didn't get anything. Did you get anything from, I didn't see anything, so.
And trackers also.
Okay, so we're gonna get into Rome.
I did, let's go one, I had one request for a question first on how to process a sale of a buyer's property and how an escape clause works.
All right, so let me just to change gears a little bit here, just have some fun here, just to get your minds thinking there. I went to Rico to find out who got fined recently. It's always kind of fun to see who did what and what's going on out there, right? And so this guy here got fined, and not that you guys are gonna do these things, but you can see how easy it is to do. This person here got fined $16,000 because he signed an electronic signature on behalf of his buyer and waived a condition.
That
How did you
deserves
find
a
out?
fine.
How to find out? Because the deal never closed. The buyer said, I never signed any waiver, and it turned out that the agent did it for him. So electronic signatures, we've always thought, Nelson and I always thought there's more reasons to abuse that. I'm sure you guys have never done it. You get Mr. and Mrs. and Mr. doesn't understand technology, so you put Mrs. email address on the electronic signatures for him and for her, right? She signs both. That's never happened, has it?
Never.
Never.
Anyway, $16,000. This guy here got fined $17,500. So there's multiple offers. Guys, three people registered their offers before the registered offers, right? The agent said, oh, by the way, there's 3 offers. 2 of the offers withdrew before offer date. The agent never bothered telling the other guy, oh, by the way, you're not competing anymore.
There's only one option.
So only one offer, he got fined $17,500. This one here did not tell the cooperating competing offers that they reduced their commission to make their offer better than everybody else's.
This person's a big player too. I'm not gonna say who, but I'm surprised.
$11,000 fine. Wow. So just so you know,
So that
and-
drop in commission.
And somebody was
would-
telling me last week that they're talking to other brokers from other, we're not seeing, I am seeing some and not a lot, but they're saying they're spending more and more time answering retail complaints than anything else. So I'm not sure if people are getting more educated that they can complain.
Business is
Or
slow, so it's
business
time
is
to
slow
complain.
complain. A lot of these complaints are from other agents, so, you know, out there.
We're seeing a lot of complaints since
Well, that Rico info guide isn't helping either. It literally tells them how to complain about us, so.
or some complaints do come from the tenants to like living in a property that wouldn't have even had seen a RICO guide, right? These are just really disgruntled people that are trying to take advantage of opportunities and try to squeeze $150, $200 wherever they can. We're seeing a lot of complaints, really weird complaints.
Good. No, realm. Oh, sorry, no.
Answer the
that
question.
one, okay.
Oh. So the question is, they're seeing a lot more conditions on the sale of a buyer's property. Are you guys seeing more of that now? It was quite common in rural areas already. So you can make, as a buyer agent, it can be conditional on the sale of their property, but you've got to take into consideration how long is it going to take you to prep the house, get it ready for the market. It could be like a 30-day condition, which is a pretty, tough condition. And then you can have an escape clause. So the escape clause means if it doesn't sell, or sorry, you've got your condition time for a certain amount of period, but you've got an escape clause, meaning if you get another offer, you can give official notice to the first purchaser that they've got 2 days to either firm up or back out, in which case they can entertain the new offer. So maybe a question, Claire, for you, how does a potential buyer agent handle the encounter of a sold conditional with an escape clause? So it's already sold conditional with an escape clause. You're the new buyer agent coming in. What does that offer look like? What clauses do you need?
Okay, so it's just conditional upon the seller being released from a previous offer, right?
Yeah.
But as a listing agent, be careful because you got to put the escape clause, or you can put it as conditional upon sale of the buyer's property. That's fine, but you want an escape clause there too, saying you can continue to offer the property for sale. And if you happen to get an offer, but here's where you want to talk to Nelson, myself, or make sure that or Carly. Make sure that you're doing the correct thing, because you don't want to be taking selling a house conditional upon sale of the buyer's property, and you get an offer from the buyer, and the buyer's offers conditional finance. and you've worded your escape clause saying that this offer is conditional upon, sorry, the escape clause, we get another offer that's acceptable to the seller. And that acceptable meaning that you want to make sure that buyer's offer is firm, not conditional. Because last thing you want to do is get rid of your conditional sale and get rid of the finance condition. The financing falls apart and you're giving away the first guy.
And then the condition.
So if you're going to do it, you want to make sure that it's conditional upon the seller receiving a acceptable firm offer. All right, and then same thing with the buyers, conditional upon release.
Yeah,
So,
and if you're a buyer agent and you're looking for properties, include the SCE code so that you're not missing any properties that could technically might be available to your buyer client.
and I'll tell you right now, as a selling agent, the downfall of accepting a sale on a buyer's property is as soon as you do it, you're not going to get insurance.
Because of what I just
You put
said.
SCE, if people still don't want
As soon as they see SCE, they say, forget, I'm not gonna waste my time. So it's not an easy thing for you as a listing agent to take that type of offer.
Let's move to Realm. Realm is being set to your default
We are
tomorrow.
We're sunsetting.
We're sunsetting. I love that word.
Did you guys get this email? So Realm is, or Stratus is sunsetting starting tomorrow. So when you guys log in tomorrow, you're not gonna see Stratus, so don't panic. You still have access to Stratus. It's just trying to make it more difficult so that you pay attention to Realm, because that's coming
July 30th.
July 31st. So you still can access Stratus until July 30th. But we were just talking how maybe everyone should start using Realm.
With ongoing support from our nutrition and fitness experts. The care you deserve from the brand new.
I'll mute you.
I don't know how that happens.
That was weird. So I don't even know where it's gonna be located. It says it's really tiny here.
Is that what your videos were showing?
I don't think you'll see it. But it's gonna see a banner at the top of, oh no, once in Realm, you'll see a banner at the top of the page. So I guess there's gonna be a button tomorrow that says Stratus.
It's not going to be the two big buttons where it's like Realm and Stratus beside each other. It's going to take you right to Realm, and then you've got to like go your own way into Stratus.
Yeah. So after July 30th, Realm will officially be replacing Stratus. So we were just talking about it. We can't complain about it anymore. It is coming. So we just have to embrace it and start to learn it. There's tons of stuff we need to do to make that transition. But I would go back to this email. Maybe we'll resend it today. It came from Treb. But to get ahead of the sunset, can you guys see that?
Yep.
First, we want to move your contacts over to from Stratus to Realm. It's going to show you exactly how
You
to
can
do
do
it.
all of this today. You don't need to wait till July
Don't wait.
30th. I would do this
I don't
today.
Just a poll, who's done this already?
Oh, good, great. This is gonna be fun.
It may be a chance for you to refresh your contacts too. So if you've had Stratus for a long time, Realm could be your opportunity to start from scratch. It's not a bad thing, but you can transfer them over. There's a process where you can do it, and they've linked it in here.
Yeah. If you have any saved searches on Stratus, it's going to show you how to do that, and then import your favorite listings in those carts if you were using that. But they've got tons and tons and tons of resources. So don't wait for us to start training on it. I'm going to encourage you guys to use these webinars that Trev has. They are good. So if you're really scared about the training, don't wait for us to do it, because it's going to be a lot. There's 450 of you guys. So we need to rely on you guys to also start taking advantage of these training videos that Trev is offering. Start using Realm. I don't use Realm on my desktop. I haven't even gotten in there, but I definitely use it on my phone. Do you guys have the app at all on your phones? I would start on your phone because it is fairly easy to use. It's way better than Stratus on your phone. If you guys are using House Sigma, I actually like Realm over House Sigma now, even though that one was easy to use, but we got to start training on it. I think we'll do some training in the office, but I am going to rely heavily on Treb to do a lot of the training as well. And for you guys to do your own as well, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
They're doing it in person. So if you're an in-person learner, you can go somewhere, and they're also doing it on webinar based on topic. So it just depends on how your learning style is. I want to make a quick comment on the saved searches, because it did automatically transfer your saved searches, your prospect searches, sorry, from Stratus to Realm. But there's a button in Realm that you have to check off that says ensure you match all categories, municipality, community. And that button does not get automatically transferred when you move over. So for example, I had a search done for South Pickering, really particular, and I noticed it was bringing up like Whitby and other places in Durham, and it's because of that little button that's not checked off. So you have to look at all your searches manually. Don't just assume that they're going to transfer over and be the exact same. Look at it and make sure it's pulling up the community you want, the type of house, because there is little buttons that will be different, but
very
it doesn't
different.
perfectly transfer over. It'll bring in the bulk
Did
of the
you see the
information, but-
bedrooms too? Cause I know on bedrooms, if you guys, like right now, if you guys put 2 bedrooms, it would do a minimum of 2 bedrooms. So if you wanted a 3-bedroom, it would include them currently, but in the new system, you need to put 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom. You need to select them all. So I wonder if
Yeah.
that doesn't transfer
So-
over, if it just takes the
Yeah, it
minimum.
does. So I think audit your searches in Realm and make sure that it's how the client wants it. But I've gotten good feedback from clients that are on it. They like it. I have one that does her fingerprint. She doesn't have to sign into anything. She goes in, clicks on the link, and it brings up the listings, and they like it. So I don't know. I've heard good things.
Yeah. There is some video. I think we'll email this to you guys too. It's almost 2 hours of training, but it will walk you through from the switch.
This was actually an hour. This is the one I,
There's one.
this one I like so far. Pete, did you have a chance to look at that or? It says an hour and 45 minutes, but it's actually an hour and it's 40 minutes of questions. So it's-
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of questions. But even down here, like this guy's got lots of like how to print your listings, how to set up your profile, like quick searches. So he does have some quick videos here. So again, I would encourage you guys to really watch these things.
Over your profile, it comes over there. 2
Yeah.
sections.
Yeah.
Just one click and it transfers everything.
Exactly. Like there's an assistant on there with a little question bubble. It will pop up the most common questions and it will literally direct you to what buttons to push. So there's gonna be lots of stuff. I find it easy to use. Once you get your brain wrapped around, it's the same stuff that Stratus offers. It just looks different, right?
And you guys some of you have been through MLS changes. It's not a new thing. Before MLS, you had another program.
When does Stratus come into play?
Well, 20 years ago. Go back to that thing.
Which thing?
Same screen you're just on. No, that video, yeah. The first one. Okay, all right. So let me just add a couple things here. So just want to make sure that everybody's up to speed here, right? So on your Stratus, you have your contacts and you also have your prospect searches and you have your save searches. Everybody know the difference between all three? Everybody's okay with that?
I see 0 head nods.
Everybody knows that, right? So when you transfer your contacts over, they're going to transfer the contacts from Stratus over to Realm, which is fine. Your prospect searches, they're going to transfer your prospect searches, but as the girls, Katelyn and Carter, are saying here, that your prospect search asks for 2 bedrooms. On Realm, it'll give you 2 bedrooms. It will not give you
That's
3 and 4. So you got to change it. So I'm almost thinking that you
Might read
can
it all.
transfer your prospect search over, but I would almost start from scratch.
Yeah.
Right, rather than trying to miss anything, I would start from scratch. Depends on how many you have. How many, those that have, who's got prospect searches? Nobody? Really?
How do you guys manually send your clients properties every day? Hopefully not. No, you don't. No. Automation,
Prospect
automation.
search, by the
So-
way, is an
so-
email campaign
unless
with
you've got-
listings.
Unless you've got like 50, like myself, prospect, I've got probably 50, 60 prospect searches.
Oh, yeah.
And if you only got 5 or 6, I wouldn't bother transfer. I just do start from scratch.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
and then once you transfer those searches over, you still have to add them to your contacts. So even though you've downloaded the prospect searches, they're not attached to a client yet. So you got to create a client and then attach that search to the client.
Is that a Realm stress face or something? Okay. I was like, if you're stressed, I don't know.
Now this video here, which we're going to show you guys, we're not going to show it. We're going to send it to you
I think
later.
we should.
You're just gonna
No,
send
no,
it.
no, the other one,
This one.
this one here.
Yeah, yeah.
This one here I like because what this guy here does, this was done on May 27th, so this is probably one of the most recent ones. What he does on this particular one here, and mark it down, it's called making the switch from Stratus to Realm. You'll actually bring up the Stratus search and say, this is what you do now. This is the search screen for Stratus. And then he'll close that window and bring up the Realm and say, this is how you do the same search in Realm.
Mm.
So he's showing you what you're doing now in Stratus, and he's showing you how to do the same thing in Realm. So rather than all the other videos I've had, it's Realm, right? But here it's actually going between the two. So I think it's something you may want to look at.
Yeah.
The other concern I have, and this is we have old folks and young folks, right? That's a metaphor. What that means, we've got people that don't like change and people like change.
I don't think the young people like change either.
Okay, nobody likes change.
Nobody likes change.
None of us like change.
So if you go to Realm, if anybody's done a Realm, I'm sure you've looked at it. I'm sure that you've all gone into it and looked at it and think, what's this, right? Because the Realm, when you look at listings, it gives you like 3 pages of information. And you're used to 1 page. Right? And you got to go through a whole thing. And the information is wonderful because on Realm, it'll show you, without having to press any other buttons, it'll show you what the guy's listing for, how many times it was listed, whether it's reran, what he paid for it, when he paid for it. On the other part, it'll tell you whether or not there's a mortgage or not. Say yes or no if there's a mortgage on the property, yes or no. So if the guy tells you that I'm free and clear, and then you show, hey, wait a minute, it's not free and clear. I see yes or no. It doesn't tell you what the mortgage is, but it says yes or no mortgages. These are information, it's all new information, and it's redesigned for mobile, as you said. But there are some tricks you can go on here. There's some tricks I'm going to show you here for those people that want to look at the old screen, that want to sort of dabble a little bit, not jump in. They want to dabble a little bit. I created 2 little videos last night just to show you how flexible this whole thing can be. So,
Do you want to watch your videos? Would you like to walk them through it? There's no talking, right?
no talking. Okay, so this is your standard look at it. So if I drew a map, I drew a little circle of a map. I wanted condominiums. Sorry, can you stop?
It's too fast for you.
That's too fast.
Yeah.
Can you go back? Okay, stop there. So this is what's called a consumer view. On the left side, you've got the thumbprints of the photos, and you got a brief description of what it is. It's, condominium, you got a price. Prices are kind of wacky because you see 345K. What's that? It's 1,000, right? They knocked off the 3000.
And they round up, I think.
Anyway, so this is what you'd see. And then if I click on the listing, okay, now we'll let the go. If I click on a listing, this is what I get. Let it run then. You'll see all the information that I've got. And it shows me all the stuff I'm just talked about, right? When it's sold, and it's just the history
Way
of the
more info,
property. It's a
yeah.
lot more information that you see there, but sometimes it's too much information if you just want to move on, right? So there is an option on here where I don't want to maybe look at the the Realm printout. I want to go old school and see what Stratus looks like. So all I have to do here is I go to this little gearbox. See the little icon there, little gearbox? I change it from broker full, I change it to broker sheet.
That's the print.
Now broker
sneaky.
full sheet. Now I get the old Stratus.
I feel like that'll be gone soon.
No, it's gonna be there forever.
Really?
Yeah.
And contrary to what I just said, young guys are clapping, not old guys.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think the young guys,
We're just
we
used to
like
it.
Stratus too. Like we're not excited about Realm either.
No.
We just have to be positive for you guys, but we really want Stratus as well.
So, and once you've done that once, it members it. So when you
Yeah.
go back the next time, it's gonna have that same format.
Okay.
So broker sheet.
No, it's not, well, you can print it out too, but you can also look at, on one page, you can see all the information like you do right now.
So it's called a broker sheet. Will get you to the
Bro-
Stratus
broker
old
sheet
view.
full, right?
Okay. Now you got
Now,
another
the next
video.
video, when you,
How do I
so
exit
you get
this?
this video here,
How do I make this smaller? There. Okay, this is your other video.
okay, now the second video, I tried to duplicate what you guys see now for the people that are concerned. So same thing, I've got the same search, same thing, but now what I've done, rather than looking at this particular format, I want to look at the table.
I like the table.
I like table, which
And
is
this, and this
Stratus.
is the tables. This look familiar to anybody?
Yep. And then you can
Now I'm
sort
gonna
it.
get rid of that little search pane there. So this
Yeah.
looks familiar,
yeah.
Mhm.
but if you look at the headings are all wacky,
You can change those too.
right? So what I can do, you can go to the columns and you can customize it, which I did, and I changed it what I call something full.
Yeah.
Now I get this information. Does this look familiar?
Yeah, which is how you can do it on Stratus right now too. You can customize how you see your columns.
And then, so now when I click on the information, I can actually get the listing, and I can look at the listing the way I've always looked at the listing. I'll click on one here in a second.
Do you guys use table view?
I like table view.
Yeah.
Depends on how your brain works.
So now I click on the listing and I get the old format. Now, we're not recommending that you do this, but for those people that really have a mental block, here it is.
Okay. Cool.
Capiche? I'm
Capiche.
not, so now I got the old guy shaking their heads. Oh.
I think that was it, right?
Yeah, we'll resend the Treb email via Broker Bay. So maybe you'll.
Yeah, check
it's a
Broker
good
Bay
email.
announcements. We'll put this video on, but definitely start training yourselves for a bit. We'll start to come up with some stuff in the office, but it's gonna be very difficult to
Yeah,
train.
Just so I've been
everybody.
using Realm now for a couple of months now, and I don't go to that old screen. I go strictly new now, so I don't do the old one.
I haven't even done that. So.
So
Good job. Claire's your new trainer, actually.
that program, by the way, I did. If you guys ever have to do that, I copied my screen. Anyways, in Windows 11, if you just hit print screen, it puts in a tool called snipping tool, but
Yeah.
it's snipping tool for videos, not just
Yeah, there's this little tool, snipping
In the video now?
tool. Yep,
and it goes to
you can
video.
do video, screen
And
record.
I just copy my screen, and that's
That's better because that's free with your Windows as opposed to paying for a loop.
I use snipping tool for everything.
So it's a snipping tool that's owned by Windows, I guess.
Yeah. The other one's Loom and all that, but those are many.
So July 30th, you think they're gonna extend it?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
till September 30th.
It's a good time though, when the market's still kind of slowish.
I wrote them an email, I CC'd the president, and say that I like Realm, but it's too slow right now. And
It
they
is
say-
really
And they say, yeah, so we recognize problems, so they're gonna have to speed that up, because
Yeah.
right now it's kind of slow.
Same thing with Broker Bay. The app doesn't work. Broker Bay is really slow lately too, so.
Which is conveniently all connected to PropTech.
Yeah,
login.
prop tech. Thank you so much, Trev.
Mhm. Cool. Any listings you want to talk about? Any tales from the streets? Anyone online want to talk about anything or any questions? We're all just waiting for Wednesday's news.
And Wednesday's training session on
Yeah, it'll be a good
postcards,
session.
direct mail. I'll send a link out.
Okay. All right. Have a good week, everybody. Thank you so much.